Peace and prosperity. Thank you for coming to check out The Narrative Live. Hosted by your brother, friend, patriot, and fellow fighter, President Prez. Live from the Jersey Shore in Asbury Park. Let's get it. Yeah. Yes, sir. And this episode is called The Issues That Matter Most Will Bring Out the Candidates. Now, peace and prosperity, family and friends. Firstly, I want to thank y'all for gathering to check out The Narrative, hosted by your brother, friend, and patriot, as well as Digital Soda. You already know what it is. President Prez on Twitter. Live from the Jersey Shore. We're in Asbury Park. You know what it is. Firstly, I want to give all praises and honor to the Most High God, our Heavenly Father. And only by faith do I live, breathe, and have my being. Today is March 3rd, 2020. And as I said before, the issues that matter most, friends and family, that's what's going to bring y'all guys out to vote. That's what's going to wake you guys up to seeing who belongs in seats of authority and who doesn't. I mean, we may all like to pretend that we go by face value when we judge a person, but we all seem to know better than that. I need to see him in action. Whoever doesn't know that has lost it. We're in a new millennium now where we can discern very precisely and accurately. And I give you guys a lot of credit, those who actually spend time to listen to podcasts like these, because it tells me a lot about your character. So we are the future. What is the future? The future is truth. The future is truth. The future is truth, family. So let's understand some truth about your host, because I figured, since I'm going to be doing this podcast, I gotta let you guys know a little bit of something about myself. Anyway, as a young man growing up in New Jersey, I was gifted with a good foundation, a God and light. It inspired me and it led me to the many doors of understanding. My father, who only ever had one passion in his life, to have his own business, you feel me? My father's passion was met at first with love and adoration, like when he served as a minister of music in various churches and spiritual organizations around the Neptune, Asbury Park area. This work lifted my father's passions and energized him to create over 20 small businesses while I was growing up as a young boy. During this tenure, a service for the church in the neighborhood, I learned a lot. But yet when times turned for the worse, he was met with scoffs and even disputed in public because his alliances were not in accordance with the mainstream narrative. He chose to homeschool me and never allow me to consume GMOs or genetically modified food or drink. He had never vaccinated me and signed many religious exemption forms over my teenage years of life. He asked me never to allow anyone to put any substance in my body that was not approved by our Heavenly Father God. And then he expressed that only organic fruits and vegetables, herbs, grains, and such, along with pure water, were the only foods that were truly approved. And so was his reason for insisting on having me eat some of the most uncomfortable combinations of food you could imagine, I wouldn't say I enjoyed the taste, but yet the quality of health I enjoyed in my youth allowed me the opportunity to do so many adventurous things that I can't even tell you guys about them. I can only be grateful for the holistic education my father gave to me. His peers, to them, that blind faith that he had in the success of his businesses and his ventures would one day be his downfall. And yet and still, I believe that it was the primary driving force behind all the positive things I was seeing in my life. And that's why I still pray that someday men like my father will own and operate small businesses that they choose right here in America and have the opportunity to give a son a chance to grow up and understand more than a little bit. But yet this vision is in jeopardy now, brothers and sisters. Once again, there's a mainstream narrative that seems to be directly opposed to our passions. Recent NBC poll taken right before the State of the Union address, it revealed that nearly 78% of all Americans agree that our country is not on the right track. A lot of people want an opportunity to challenge the current leadership in their local communities, statewide, and especially in Washington. And when looking at important issues alarming our community, such as inflation, rising gas, violent crime on the rise, and complete negligence of our country's southern border, there's a sense that the policies currently being instituted go against the cultural values and principles of the working class American citizens. Words don't mean much when our community is seeing inflation at a 40-year high, when gas prices might rise to $7 or $8, they say. When the FBI is reporting murders at a 25-year high, and when 16 different cities around our country are reporting high violent crime rates. On education, the Democratic Party has become the anti-parent party in terms of choice on masks, on choice of curriculum, or the loss of the 13 servicemen to the miscalculation of commanding officers without accountability. As the world witnesses a country's sovereign rights being violated right now in 2022, most of my peers want to place the blame squarely on the disability, of our commander-in-chief and his total unpreparedness for duty. I find more evidence that points towards purposeful intention rather than accidental mishap. Brothers and sisters, when your assets, your money are being devalued, an alarm bell should ring off in your heads. Yet what we are seeing today is an uncertainty about the results of what will be rendered because of these horrible policies being perpetuated by the Democratic Party, certain Republicans too, in name only, and all of their allies. But our future, family, is built on the hard work that we provide, the labor that we give each day, that we deliver, the services or products that we make, that our employers so desperately need from us. If we allow our finances to be reduced and devalued because of misguided decisions made by these corrupt politicians, we are allowing those who seek to indebt us with the future of our children. And that's a price that I'm sure you and I will not be willing to pay. Listen, brothers and sisters, friends and family, keep God first and remember your blessings. The storm won't last always. The sun will come in the morning. Have a prosperous day. Peace. From your boy, Prezi Prez, on The Narrative Live. The Narrative, featuring your brother, friend, patriot, and fellow fighter, President Prez. Gather with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon. Get your source of information and free thinking opinion from a brother just like you, an American. Peace. Have a good day. See you guys on the next episode of The Narrative with your boy, President Prez. Have a good one. God bless you. Please remember to like or subscribe to our podcast to show support. Check me out on Twitter, President Prez.